the ANC government will also continue its programs of revitalizing mining towns to improve the living conditions and to pursue beneficiation. The ANC once again extends its condolences to the families of those killed who were killed in Marikana. Government announced recently that discussions are continuing among legal representatives for the compensation related to the Marikana tragedy. Comrades and compatriots, the ANC remains committed to putting in place a decent and living wage for all. We congratulate the business, labor, government, and community sectors on the proposal of 3,500 Rand as a floor wage, the proposed start below which no employer should pay workers. We encourage all to participate in the discussions aimed at reaching consensus about the eventual figure that will be agreed. Comrades, President O.R. Tambo recognized that the struggle for national liberation is intrinsically linked to the emancipation of women. The ANC commits that we shall actively work to improve women's access to economic opportunities and, in particular, business financing and credit so that women can pursue business opportunities in all areas. Comrades and compatriots, land, housing, health and education are among the critical levers towards a better life and prosperity. Our land reform and land redistribution program have shown measurable success. However, too many of our people continue to suffer from the historic injustice perpetrated by the horrendous land dispossessions. This year, we shall begin to utilize the Expropriation of Land Act to pursue land reform and land redistribution with greater speed and urgency, following the prescripts of our Constitution. The provision of dignity to our people continues, and more than 22 million people have been provided with housing over the last 2 decades. However, we are also concerned that some people sell the houses or rent them out. This is unacceptable and has to stop. It undermines the progress we are making with the social transformation program. It can't be right that when so many people don't have houses, when your turn comes, you are given the house, you rent it or sell it. It's not acceptable. The ANC also began a program of handing over title deeds to beneficiaries. We call on our government to accelerate this program. Education and skills are fundamental requirements for creating a prosperous society. The ANC is inspired by the great intellectualism of Comrade OR and celebrates this teacher in appreciating the role of mathematics and science. The ANC government has made great strides in providing quality basic education. The ANC commends learners, parents, and teachers for their dedication and congratulates the class of 2016. The ANC is especially proud The ANC is especially proud of the Free State province, which achieved the Free State province achieved 93.2% pass rate. This is a phenomenal achievement. Well done, Free State. Comrades, it is equally commendable that an increasing number of the top performing learners are from government schools. It demonstrates that our pro-poor policies are working and are successful. Some of these policies include an increase in the number of fee-free schools where children of the poor study free of charge and also receive meals at school to improve concentration and performance. Our successes in basic education add to the legitimate demands for quality and affordable post-school education. We agree at a fundamental level that we must achieve our goal of the progressive realization of free education for the poor and working class as per the prescripts of the Freedom Charter. In line with the call in the Freedom Charter that says, and I quote, "Higher education and technical training shall be opened to all by means of state allowances and scholarships awarded on the basis of merits," unquote. I think it is important to underline this point, that the implementers of what is in the Freedom Charter have gone beyond what the Freedom Charter says. It is no longer on the basis of merits only. It is on the basis of poorness, of those who cannot afford. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme currently covers over 75% of students in tertiary institutions, mostly from poor and working class households. The ANC government has also introduced measures to alleviate the burden on students whose families earn up to 600,000 rand annually in terms of the household income, the so-called missing middle, to further expand access for students. The Presidential Commission of Inquiry into Higher Education and Training will make final recommendations on the long-term funding of higher education and training. As we await for the Commission to conclude its work in the next few months, we expect all higher education stakeholders and government to speak in one voice. Let me repeat this one. As we await for the Commission to conclude its work in the next few months, we expect all higher education stakeholders and government to speak in one voice. Comrades, we are proud of the increase in life expectancy from 60 years in 2012 to 62 years in 2014. South Africans are living longer due to improved health care, especially the success of our fight against HIV and AIDS. The ANC calls on all South Africans to participate in the newly launched Whole Government, Whole Society campaign that aims to reduce new infections against young women aged 15 to 24 years to protect our children and youth. Compatriots, our people say we must fight corruption decisively. The ANC has continued with our efforts aimed at rooting out corruption and promoting adherence to the principles of revolutionary morality within the organization. The ANC government has also put in place many programs to fight corruption and promote ethics throughout the public service. We encourage the criminal justice system to deal decisively with instances of corruption wherever it may occur, including the private sector. We call on our people to work with the criminal justice system and to report to all instances of crime and corruption. Comrades and compatriots, Comrade O.R. Tambo worked tirelessly to ensure that South Africa becomes a constitutional democracy, and the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa is now the supreme law of the country. We take great pride in the fact that the ANC government ensured the establishment of a democratic multi-party parliament, an independent judiciary based on the rule of law, and various institutions supporting our democracy. We must ensure that all of these institutions are protected and supported. We are proud that our Constitution espouses progressive values and protects all persons equally, especially women, children, and persons living with disabilities. It also includes provisions aimed at safeguarding cultural, linguistic, and religious rights, and those entrenching the rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and intersex South Africans. Our Constitution recognizes the institution, status, and role of traditional leadership. The ANC also fully supports traditional leadership as an instrument of unity and as an agent of change within our constitutional democracy. The ANC supports the democratic right of all persons to protest peacefully in line with the Constitution without resorting to violence and the destruction of property. Comrades, the ANC is unwavering in our defense of the freedom of the media. As a result of our relentless fight for the freedom of religion, belief, opinion, and expression, these rights have now been enshrined in the Constitution. Never again in our democracy will any newspaper be banned, as happened to the World and Weekend World newspapers 40 years ago. Likewise, the media should report fairly and factually. Ake ngiyiphindele. Likewise, the media on its side should report fairly and factually. We should all do the same. Be fair to one another. Wonderful. Compatriots, Comrade O.R. was a great internationalist and succeeded in building a united mass force against apartheid regime. In the year of Oliver Tambo, we also commemorate 100 years of the 1917 Great October Socialist Revolution by Russian workers. The ANC remains appreciative of the solidarity and material support provided by the people of Russia during our struggle for our liberation. The ANC continues to champion internationalism based on our ideals of a just and equitable world. The ongoing strengthening of South-South cooperation and the growing influence of BRICS are encouraging. We are steadfast in our commitment to African unity and the achievement of a prosperous Africa. The ANC celebrates the 60th anniversary of the independence of Ghana and remains inspired by its son, Kwame Nkrumah. The ANC urges our government to continue our peacekeeping efforts and solidarity work in countries such as Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Central African Republic, and others. The ANC reaffirms our solidarity and unity with all the oppressed people of the world. We are honored to host the President of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic with us today here in this celebration. We remain unwavering in our support for an independent and free Western Sahara. We shall continue to offer concrete support and solidarity for the programs of the Polisario Front. The ANC continues to stand with the people of Cuba and calls on the United States to return Guantanamo Bay to Cuba and lift the economic embargo. The people of Palestine continue to suffer in their rightful quest for self-determination, and the ANC pledges its ongoing solidarity and support for their just cause. We reiterate that we firmly discourage travel to Israel for causes not related to fostering peace in the region. We call for unity in Palestine and support UN Security Council Resolution 2334 of December 2016. We call on the international community to assist the people of Syria to find a peaceful and lasting solution to the conflict. Comrades, we wish to emphasize that in this year of OR Tambo, we must build a caring, listening, and responsive ANC. The ANC has heard the message that the people delivered during the August 2016 local government elections. We accept that we have made mistakes and shall correct these mistakes. One example of correcting our mistakes is that where list processes have been manipulated, the ANC has sent teams to these regions to take the necessary corrective measures. All ANC councillors have signed performance and accountability agreements with the movement, and these agreements are being enforced. The councillors are aware that they must be accessible to the communities. ANC municipalities must conduct regular surveys to gauge the levels of satisfaction amongst their communities. Deployees of the ANC at provincial and national level must also respect our people and listen to them. Public servants who are implementing ANC policies must also listen to our people and respond to their suggestions and complaints swiftly and in a caring manner. Indeed, the ANC must be a listening and a humble organization. That is what O.R. Tambo taught us. We must also learn from President Tambo and keep in mind that the people must always have a say in shaping and developing ANC policy and decisions. The ANC will elect a new national leadership in December. These leaders must demonstrate a desire and commitment to serve the people. They must have a proven track record and be able to unite, organize, and inspire the message and inspire the masses to be their own liberators. The tasks of the movement are clear. Every member, branch, and structure must focus on building the African National Congress. We call on all ANC members, structures, and the alliance partners to work together and build unity at all levels. We call on our members to organize and participate in discussion on how to build a common South African identity and to develop campaigns to strengthen national solidarity. We repeat that we expect our branches and structures to lead campaigns on non-racialism, eradicating patriarchy and all forms of sexism, and other campaigns that promote progressive values in society. We must lead a concerted drive throughout the country to recruit new members and to bring former supporters and activists back to the structures of the movement.